Hey everyone, welcome. You're back at the Good Life with Lindsay YouTube channel. I have not posted a video here for a hot minute because I have been busy working on another project, which, if you follow me on social media, you've heard a little bit about. I have started an online health and fitness coaching biz, and I love it. I have a 13-week program to help people who are feeling frustrated in their clothes, to lose a size or two during our time working together, and to learn some solid food and nutrition principles, as well as mindset and, of course, fitness. So I won't be talking about that all the time, but that's where I've been. Today, I've got a sweet yoga class for you that is the new year. It's January 4th. So, what do you need today? You might want a block or a blanket, or blocks, plural. You might want a chair. You might want something nearby that can help you balance if we're going to do a couple balancing poses. So, if that's something you think you might want or need, cool. Have something nearby, like a table or a chair, and I'll meet you on the mat. I'm also very thirsty. Goodness. Okay, so we're going to start today in child's pose. So, if you'd like something for your knees, go ahead and grab that. I like to use my handy dandy little blanket because I have an oily face and I don't want grease spots on my mat. It's a special mat. No. Anyway, enough about that. Go ahead and take your knees about mat width apart. You're going to try to bring your hips to your heels. And if this deep bend in the knees doesn't feel great for you, you can always roll up a towel and place it between the back of your thigh and your shin, and that can help prop yourself up. Otherwise, we're going to reach our forehead down towards the ground, reach our arms nice and long, and start to breathe into our belly and feel the rise or expansion of our belly in between our legs. And then the contraction of our belly as we gently pull and engage our stomach muscles to complete our full exhale. As you continue to settle in, let your exhales invite even more relaxation and more release of any tight muscles you may be experiencing here. I invite you to lengthen each inhale and exhale. See if you can make them nice and smooth and about the same length. Maybe you're able to close your mouth and breathe only through your nose. Maybe you've got a cold and that is not going to be in the cards for you. That's fine. All right. Wherever you are, we're going to start to come up onto all fours into tabletop position. So you might want to have, again, something under your knees, or you don't need to have anything there, but you sure can. And tabletop, we want to make sure that we have a lot of 90-degree angles. We want our shoulders over our wrist and our hips over our knees. And we're going to be pressing the tops of our feet into the ground and also engaging our abdominals. So feel that engagement as you gently bring your belly button towards your spine. Not like, oh, I can't breathe, but don't let it hang loose and heavy, but have your muscles engaged. And we're going to start with a couple scapular push-ups. So from tabletop position, we're going to lower our chest by bringing our shoulder blades together. So squeeze those shoulder blades together and then press them apart nice and wide. Squeeze those shoulder blades together, keep them away from your ears, press them apart super wide. Squeeze together, spread wide. One more, squeeze together and spread nice and wide. Excellent. So from here with those wide shoulder blades at the top of our tabletop, this is the top kind of position that we want when we're in our plank, when we are cat will look a little bit different than this, but spreading the shoulder blades nice and wide is what we want. And later when we try crow pose, this is also the same type of position that we want with our shoulders. So from here, we're going to go ahead and drop into some cats and cows. So on to your next inhale, tilt your pelvis towards the floor, drop your belly, lift your head and your heart forward. Exhale, start with your tailbone, round all the way up to cat pose, belly button to spine, shoulder blades nice and wide, chin to chest. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. You want these movements to take the full length of your breath. So move at your own pace, articulating, moving through each vertebrae in your spine. Ideally, this movement starts from our tailbone, starts from our hips. All right, we're spreading our shoulder blades wide in cat, and our shoulder blades squeeze towards one another in the bottom of cow. Finish your last cat pose, and we'll meet back in tabletop position. From here, I'm going to invite you to bring your right foot forward. If you have blocks handy, you might want them here. It just makes it a little bit easier to reach the floor, brings the floor up to you. We're just going to start nice and easy by reaching our hips back to half splits and coming forward. Nothing super fancy. We're just going to rock back and forth, getting some movement into our hips, a little stretch in our hamstring. We're just warming up, getting the blood flowing. All right, the next time that you come forward, go ahead and bring your hands to your hips, or you can reach your hands up high. If you're reaching your arms up overhead, keep your shoulders away from your ears. And in this grounded low lunge, I want you to think about squeezing your left glute and feeling the stretch increase on your front hip. Ooh, feels good. Cool. All right, so from here, we're gonna swing our arms back behind us. So we're going to turn our pinkies back behind us, sweep them down and around, lead with our thumbs up. And when our arms come up high, we're going to cactus our arms. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, spin, pinkies down and around, thumbs lead up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, spin those arms down and around. Inhale as you look up. Exhale, cactus your arms. Cool. We're going to add, if you'd like, you can stay here or add a little bit more of a challenge. You can bring that left knee off the ground and continue the same motion. Arms up high, spin them back down and around. Arms reach up, cactus the arms. Yeah, one more. Arms sweep down and around. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, cactus. Woohoo! Wherever you are, we'll plant our hands and step back to plank. Now, you have lots of options in plank pose, so find which one works for you. You might be just on your hands and your toes. You might have your knees down on the ground, and you might even just be in tabletop position. Wherever you are is fine. We're going to find and turn on our transverse abdominis. It's like that corset muscle that wraps around our belly. So I want you to think about someone punching you in the gut and that motion, like is you're protecting that hit. That's your transverse abdominis. So hold that bad boy in your plank position. We're also pressing our shoulder blades nice and wide. And our legs are turned on. Full body action here. All right, you can go ahead and rest your knees down on the ground and lower all the way down to the ground. Keep your hands where they are. Untuck your toes. Inhale, lift your head and chest off the ground part way. We're here in low cobra. Elbows stay towards one another. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Another low cobra, turning on our posterior chain, backside of the body. Exhale, lower. One more. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, lower. Tuck those toes under. Press up and back any way you want to, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. You might also be in tabletop if down dog doesn't feel super awesome for you. Let's just pedal out our feet here for a moment. Yeah. We want lots of engagement through our fingertips and our palms, pressing the earth away from us with our shoulders, lengthening that spine. Belly is pulling in towards the spine. Awesome. And we'll come on back down into tabletop and we'll bring our left foot forward. If you want blocks or if you have a tall book, you might have those here ready for you again. And we're just going to scooch our hips back to half splits and then come forward, just warming up the other side. So move at your own pace and see what feels great for you as you're moving forward and back. I don't remember how many we did on the other side. So we're going to call that good as we come forward. Come on up to our vertical grounded lunge. You can have your hands on your hip if that feels awesome, or you can have your arms reaching up overhead, shoulders away from the ears, pinky spiral in. And I want you to think about turning on that right glute. So squeeze it and feel that additional stretch through the front of your right hip. Magic, huh? Super great. We sit a lot. This is undoing all the sitting. So from here, we're going to do the cactus and arm sweeps again. So inhale here, sweep, turning the pinkies back, arm sweep back behind us. They come up and around. Cactus the arms. As we cactus, we want to think about bringing our elbows back towards one another behind us, and we're squeezing those shoulder blades together. So it opens up the front of our chest. That's the whole point. Arms up, sweep them back down and around. Your hands can follow your gaze as you sweep the arms. So there's a cactus there. Sweep them back, down and around, come up, cactus the arms, reach up, sweep them back down and around, cactus, arms up. And then if you want to go for that challenge, tuck those right toes under, lifting up the right knee, bring the arms up overhead, sweep the arms back down and around. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, extend. One more. Sweep the arms down and around. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, arms up. We'll all come back down and we'll meet in plank pose. In plank here, we're going to add a little bit of a challenge as we continue to turn on our core. So find that nice solid plank. Again, remember, that gut punch feeling, feel the sides of your belly turn on, not just belly button to side or to spine. And from here, we're just gently going to rock our hips from one side to the other. Okay. So we're just feeling our hip shift and we're going to, so try with me, drop your left hip down, reach your right hip up, come back through center, lift your right hip down, left hip up. We're not going all the way down to the floor. I find that very aggressive and uncomfortable. So we're just going to do small movements from side to side and think about that full engagement. Your feet are rotating to assist your hips dipping. So let your feet rotate. Yeah. And then we'll come back to center. Inhale here. Exhale, lower. Untuck those toes. Inhale up to high cobra. Ooh, tuck those toes under wherever you are. And we'll reach back to downward facing dog. Cool. We're going to do maybe 2-3 rounds of sun salutations to get us moving and grooving. And then we'll get into our flow and some fun for the new year. So from down dog, on your next inhale, look forward to the front of your mat. Step or hop or walk your feet to the front of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Ooh, more hamstring. Inhale, halfway lift. So we want a flat back. Think about lifting your sternum. Exhale, fold, belly button to spine. Inhale, rise high, tall mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive, arms come out to the side. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten that back. You can have your hands on your thighs, your shins. You might even have blocks to assist you. Exhale, forward fold, plant your hands, step your feet back to plank. Inhale here, shift forward, exhale, lower, all the way to the ground or to chaturanga. Inhale, lift up to high cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Full breath here. On your next inhale, look to the front of your mat. Step or walk your feet all the way up to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise high, tall mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to work our way back to down dog. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step back to plank. Inhale here. Shift forward. Exhale to chaturanga or all the way to the ground. Inhale to up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Awesome work, friends. All right, to begin, we're going to be doing some leg work today. Yeah, everybody loves legs. Nice, shapely legs and tush. I don't know why I said tush. Anyway, okay, here we go. Inhale, lift the right leg high, three-legged dog. Really reach that foot and heel up high. Squeeze your right glute. Exhale, knee to nose or thigh to chest. And step that right foot through to low lunge. Getting that thigh to chest action really makes that step through easier. Inhale, come on up to high lunge. We're going to be moving from high lunge to airplane lunge. So we're inhaling here in high lunge. Exhale, shifting our weight forward, bringing our arms back. So now we have one long line from our toes, through our spine, through our head. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, airplane lunge. Strong legs. Inhale, high lunge. Think about bringing that right heel and pulling the floor back closer to you. Exhale, airplane lunge. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, airplane. Inhale, last one, high lunge. Feel your active belly. Exhale, airplane lunge. As we're in airplane, think about turning on your back and squeezing your triceps. Awesome. Coming up through high lunge, opening to warrior two. Feel that nice openness. So we have a nice lunge in our front right leg. Right toes are pointed forward. Left toes are pointed at a 45-degree angle-ish. We've got a nice, long, tall spine. Feel your core zip on up. Inhale, reverse warrior, reaching up and back. You can have your left hand on your hip or low back if that feels nice and wonderful for you. Or you can reach your left hand down your left leg. Exhale, coming forward to side angle. You can start with your right elbow on your right knee and your left arm up high to the sky. Or you can reach that left arm forward, creating that nice long line again. Or you might even bring your right hand down towards the ground or block, wherever. We're going to do some more nice shoulder opening. So we're going to sweep our left hand back towards our left leg, down, around, and front, sweeping up, back down and around. If you ever played softball or saw a fast pitch pitcher, that's the direction our arm is going. Okay, so it's coming in front, up, back, and behind us. Yes. Last one, we'll pause here. Inhale, we're going to straighten our front leg to reverse triangle. So same idea as reverse warrior, only now our right leg is more straight. We're going to really work on lengthening our torso as we inhale and come forward to triangle pose. So I don't care how far you get down. I care that your spine is nice and long. Think about lengthening the sides of your body, turning on your core, and just seeing where you end up. You might want a block nearby. You can have your right knee bent a little. That feels good. We're hanging out in triangle. This is a nice core strengthener. So just remember, we don't want our shoulders facing down to the ground here. We really want to work on opening our shoulders nice and wide so that the sun could see our chest. All right, inhale, reverse triangle, exhale, hands to the earth, low lunge. Step your right foot back to meet your left. Inhale and plank. Exhale, lower to chaturanga or all the way to the ground. Inhale the cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Cool. Other side. Inhale, left leg nice and high. Reach, stretch, turn on those left glutes. Left glute, singular. And then exhale, knee to nose, thigh to chest, and step through to low lunge. Excellent. We'll inhale here to high lunge. You know where we're going. So we have our arms up nice and high. Exhaling, reaching our torso forward, bringing our arms back behind us, airplane lunge. Really get a nice strong left leg. Think about pulling that left heel on the ground back towards you. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, airplane lunge. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Open those shoulders. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, airplane. Turn on that backside of your body. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, airplane lunge. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, airplane lunge. And we'll come on back to high lunge, opening up to warrior two. Keeping that lunge in our left leg, left toes pointed forward. Find that vertical spine, vertical space. Zip up your core. Your gaze can be neutral, or you can be looking out over your front left hand. Awesome. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle, left elbow, left knee. Or you might be reaching down towards the ground. If you have your hand or elbow on your knee, keep that strong shoulder. We don't want to dump our weight into our shoulder. Nice and strong, nice and stable. We're going to do some nice shoulder opening, sweeping movements here. So we're going to start by bringing our hand back towards our right leg, sweeping right arm forward, up and back. Oh yeah. Breathe as feels good. Maybe inhaling as your arm comes up. Exhale as you sweep your arm down in front of you. Inhale, up. Exhale as you sweep down and around. Inhaling, up. Okay, here we are. From our side angle, we're going to inhale to reverse triangle. So we're straightening out that right leg or left leg. You might adjust your stance if you need to. Sometimes my feet slide, so just got to readjust. No big deal. From reverse triangle, we're going to bring our torso nice and long. Think about lengthening, lifting your ribs, lengthening your sides, and then reaching forward. Ooh, with that nice length in your torso. So I don't care how far down you go. You might have a little bend or a bigger bend in your left leg to keep that support. I love it, wherever you are. Okay, find that strong core as you support yourself here in triangle pose. Remember, we don't want our right shoulder closing down towards the ground. We want our right shoulder opening up high to the sky, welcoming that sunlight on us. Yeah. All right, inhale, reverse triangle, and exhale, low lunge, hands to the earth. Step your left foot back to meet your right, plank pose. Inhale, shift, exhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower to the ground or to chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhaling to cobra or cobra to downward facing dog. Cool, cool. All right. We're going to add on some balancing poses now. So inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, step through knee to nose, thigh to chest. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, airplane lunge. Here's a change. Inhale, chair, step left foot to meet right. Exhale, airplane chair. Maybe you lift your heels. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, sweep back, airplane lunge. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, airplane lunge. Inhale, chair, stepping left foot to meet right. Exhale, airplane chair. Inhale, chair. Exhale, step that left foot back, airplane lunge. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, airplane lunge. Inhale, chair, left foot meets right. Exhale, airplane chair. Airplane chair. Yeah, that's the right word. Inhale, chair. Exhale, airplane lunge. Inhaling, coming up and open to warrior two. Hello. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. You might keep right elbow to right knee. You might have a block behind you, whatever feels good here. And I'm going to invite you to try a little bit of a bind. We're going to try a half bind. So that left arm is going to come back behind you. You're going to see if you can touch your right hip. Cool, wherever you are, whichever position you're in. So think about rotating and opening that left shoulder nice and wide. Your gaze could be at the floor or up towards the sky, wherever is comfortable. Unwind. Come on back up. Oh, reverse triangle. Fix my stance there. We're going to inhale, come forward into triangle pose. Think about that nice long length in your side. Inhale, reverse triangle. Now we're going to bend our right leg in preparation for half moon. So if you have a block or something else nearby for some balance, you might want it. We're going to shift forward and keep our hips nice and open. So we've been working on open shoulders, opening to our sides. Half moon pose, we're balancing on our right foot. Our hips and shoulders are nice and open, and our left leg, we're using the strength in our hip to extend our left leg. All the muscles in your left leg are turned on. You have your toes flexed back towards your knee. If you fall out of this, come on right back. This pose took me forever to balance in. I would fall out of it all of the time for months when I first started yoga. So don't worry about it. Turn on that core. Don't forget about your belly. We're going to reach our left foot back down to the ground. Inhale, reverse warrior or triangle, whichever feels good. And then we're going to pivot forward. We're going to balance again on our right foot. So we're going to bring our right foot forward into staff pose. Lots of options here for staff. You can have your legs supported with your hands interlacing under your thigh. You can have your hands on your hips, hands overhead. You can have your leg bent or work on extending it out long in the direction of straight. If wherever you are, we're working on hip flexor strength and abdominal strength here in staff pose. So think about contracting your abdominals, zipping them up. And then we're going to try one more. I'm going to turn to face you. Still balancing. We're going to cross our left foot over our right knee. And we're going to sit back into a standing pigeon pose. Okay. So we're balancing. See how far you're able to drop your hips down and where you feel a good stretch in your left hip. Okay, if you have something nearby that you want to help support yourself with balance, cool. Or if you want to do this pigeon stretch on the ground, also cool. Wherever you are, we'll come back up to stand. We'll find staff pose one last time. And then extend and reach our left leg all the way back and our hands down to low lunge. Step your right foot back to meet your left. Inhale and plank. Exhale, lower to the ground or to chaturanga. Inhale, high cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Cool. You made it. One more. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, thigh to chest. Really round that spine. Low lunge. Inhale, high lunge. We've got our additions coming. So we'll exhale to airplane lunge. Inhale to chair. Exhale, airplane chair. Maybe you come up on your toes. Inhale, arm sweep up, chair pose. Step that right foot back. Airplane lunge. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, airplane lunge. Inhale, step that right foot forward to meet your left, chair pose. Exhale, airplane chair. Inhale, arm sweep high, chair. Exhale, airplane lunge. Inhale, high lunge. Guys, I don't think we did the high lunge on the other side. Okay, stepping forward, chair pose. Exhale, airplane chair. Oh, balance. Inhale, chair. Exhale, airplane lunge. Inhale, high lunge. One more chair pose. Exhale, airplane lunge. Inhale, chair. Exhale, airplane lunge. Inhale, chair. Exhale, airplane lunge. And then we're going to come open to warrior two. Feel that left leg. Oh, yeah. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Wherever you want to place your right or your left hand, you can have your left elbow on your left knee, left hand reaching down to the ground. Wherever you want to be for this is awesome. And we're going to try that half bind. So bringing your right arm back behind you and seeing if you can grab your left hip. Cool. Maybe you can reach your hand lower towards your left thigh. And turning and opening, nice open shoulder. Awesome. All right, unwind. We'll come back to reverse triangle. Oh, gotta adjust my feet. Lengthen nice and tall. Reach forward, triangle pose. Long spine, torso turned on. Think about opening that chest up to the sky. Inhale, reverse triangle. We're going to bend that left leg, coming forward to half moon pose. So you might be using the aid of a wall. If you want to use a wall, you can have your back to the wall and help use the back for balance. Ooh, nifty. Yeah, so you could try that if you are wanting some more balance support. You could have a table or chair nearby to help support, or you might have a block that is also helping you in your balance here in half moon. So remember, we've got our shoulders and hips open, nice and beautiful to the side. We've got our right leg, all the muscles turned on, toes flexed back towards our right knee, and balancing through our left leg. Beautiful. All right, let's reach our right foot back down to the ground. We're going to pivot. So we're square to the front of our mat. We're going to come up and balance on our left leg. We're going to come into staff pose. So remember options, hands supporting under your right thigh, hands on your hips, hands overhead, or with the leg bent or straight. So find what feels cool for you. Remember, think about turning on your stomach muscles, belly button to spine. We don't want to be pooching our stomach muscles out. So keep your core muscles engaged and squeezing in, not pooching out. And from here, we're going to cross our right foot over our left knee and sit back into standing pigeon pose. Yes, lots of leg strength. Feel that stretch in your outer right hip, Find that balance. One thing I forgot to mention about balance, guys, is it can help to find one unmoving spot to look at. Usually a couple feet on the floor. That's called a dristi. And we'll come back up to stand. Maybe you can transition all the way back to staff. And then reach nice and controlled your right leg back and step it to the ground to low lunge. Step your left foot back to meet your right. Inhale and plank. Exhale, lower to chaturanga or to the ground. Inhale to cobra or up dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Cool. We're going to find ourselves on the mat now. So come on, sit on down. We're going to do a little bit more core work. So make your way nice and controlled down onto the mat. I got a weird spot for my hair, ponytail, bun, whatever today. So got to adjust that. Okay. Details that you must know. Okay, core work. We're going to work today on really finding stability and deep core, and we're going to be moving slowly. So it's going to be a different type of abdominal burn. And then we're going to try crow as our final balance pose. Okay, so core, getting ahead of myself. We're going to bring our feet up. This is also called tabletop position in Pilates. So we're going to bring our legs into tabletop position. And as we do this, we want to think about lifting our tailbone up. So we're tucking our tail. Whoop, you can see I've got some space behind my low back now, like I could slide a hand under there kind of. But as I lift my tailbone, as I tuck it back to the ground, I flatten it out and my hips lift. Cool. We want to be in this tucked position. And then we want to find our core nice and turned on, knitting together. So feel that tightness, feel that power. Cool. So you might just stay here and keep tucking the tail because inevitably it starts to droop and you're like, oh yeah, tuck the tail. So you could just stay here. If you'd like, you can bring your hands back behind your head and interlace them. So you got kind of a little hammock action. We're just leaving our head on the ground for now. So tuck that tail up. We're going to see if we can march our left foot down to the ground and back and our right foot down to the ground and back. Can you do these slow controlled marches while tucking your tailbone and feeling all of that control, thinking about flat belly, no pooching. The pooching is when we feel our belly balloon out away from us. We do not want that. So as we continue to tuck our tail and work on keeping flat abdominals, we're building deep core control. Oh yeah. All right. We'll even that out wherever you are and relax. Ooh, maybe you shake it out. Cool. So you can stay there doing that march if that feels challenging enough for you. Or we're going to do a modified bicycle from here. Okay. So we'll bring our legs back into that tabletop position, tuck the tail, lift the head and shoulders. We want to try to keep our gaze up towards the sky so we're not like cranking our chin to our chest, but lift the head nice and level to the sky. Tuck that tail, extend the left leg. Maybe you can straighten it, bring left leg back in. We still have our shoulder blades lifted. Okay, tuck the tail, lift the shoulder blades, extend the right leg any little bit. Bring it back in, tuck the tail, lift the shoulder blades, extend the left leg. Bring it in, tuck the tail, lift the shoulder blades, find that flat belly, extend the right leg. Bring it in. Relax. There is so much talking for me to do that. Okay, that's why I really needed to stop. Okay, so now we've got that. You can stay just marching in tabletop. You can stay with your head and shoulders lifted and extending one leg at a time. Now, if you want to try to level one more time, we're going to add a twist. So find tabletop, Tuck the tail, lift the shoulders, twist with your shoulders lifted. Just twist left elbow across and extend the left leg. Left leg comes in, torso comes back to center. Twist, shoulder blades still lifted as much as you can. Extend right leg. Bring the right leg in, come towards center, tuck the tail, lift the shoulders, twist left elbow towards right knee, extend the left leg, bring the left leg in, torso to center, tuck the tail, lift the shoulder blades, twist right elbow towards left knee, extend the right leg, come on back, tuck the tail, lift the shoulders, twist to the right, extend the left leg in, tuck the tail, lift the shoulders, twist to the left, extend the right leg, bring the right leg back in, torso to center, and relax. Ooh, so much talk. Hopefully you were feeling that in your low belly, your lower abdominals. We're gonna call that good and roll up. We're gonna try one last thing today, which is trying out a little bit of crow pose. So what we're gonna do is first come into malasana. So it's gonna be a squat position. And depending on how your squat depth is, you might want something to squat to, like blocks, or you might even try squatting to a chair. Okay, so I'll show you from the chair first. You're gonna have your feet about mat width apart. Your toes are slightly turned out. And if you're in the chair, you're gonna come down and get your elbows on the inside of your knee. I'll actually face you guys. So you're gonna be here and you're gonna be pressing your elbows into your knees. So we're getting a nice wide hip stretch, similar to when we're in child's pose on the floor, but different angle, gravity's in a different place. If you have blocks and you wanna try getting closer to the ground, the blocks allow you to do this. So same idea. We're going to work on lengthening our spine, lifting our sternum, our breastbone here. We don't want to be hunched forward and a rounded back. We want to think about lengthening our spine and lifting our sternum. Okay. And here we're just pressing open. You might even find a little bit of movement, swaying side to side. Cool. And if you don't have any aids, you're just hanging out at the very bottom of a squat, which is so good for you. It helps loosen up your low back, your hips, and in a lot of countries across the world, this is how they use the bathroom. Anyone have a squatty potty? It's kind of mimicking this position. Okay. Great, cool. I love talking about poop. All right, if you're feeling great enough here, we're going to lift our hips up. I'm going to stay at a little bit of an angle so you can see all of the things here. Okay, so we're going to lift our hips up. Our hands are going to come down to the ground. And if you're like, Lindsay, I don't really want to try balancing on my hands today, you don't have to. You can hang out in malasana and that bottom of a squat position, or you can try attempting pieces of this. Okay, so we're going to get our hands under our shoulders. So it's a little bit narrower than we do chaturanga. Okay, so chaturanga is maybe a little bit wider because our hands need to go beside our body. We're going to bring our hands in a little bit closer. Not a whole ton, but just a little. We're going to really work on gripping through our fingertips. Okay, lift your hips nice and high. This is like the biggest thing. Stick that butt up. And then you can slightly bend your elbows. Your elbows are going to bend back towards you. And you're going to bring your knees up onto your upper arms. Then you're going to lean forward. You might just stop here today. Okay. This position, we want to think about, remember in the beginning of class when we did those scapular push-ups, spread those shoulder blades wide and remember that feeling we just had in our core. belly button to spine. Try to lift your hips up with your core. You could just stay here and you've got a lot of muscular activation happening. Your gaze is looking about a foot in front of you. So if this doesn't feel great, you can come on back out of that. We're just building some familiarity in that position. Okay. If you feel like taking it a step further, ooh, okay, find your solid hand position. Get those hips nice and high. Grip with your fingers. Bring your elbows to the back of your upper arm. Shift forward. Find your core, find your wide shoulder blades, and then maybe you bring one foot up off the ground, then place it back down, and then bring your other foot up off the ground, and then bring it down. And then maybe you feel like you're ready to try to bring both feet up for just a little bit. Ooh, finding some balance. That's all we're going to do. One hot tip I forgot to tell you. With your forearms, when we're in that forward position, it's like we're in kind of those chaturanga arms. So we want our forearms to be as vertical as possible. Okay, so we don't want them like bending way back behind us. We want to try to find that vertical forearm position. Grip with your fingers, spread those shoulders wide, and maybe you lift your feet off the floor and find some balance. Ta-da! If you tried that, I'm so proud of you. If you're like, no way, Lindsay, don't worry, you're going to want to try it soon. Okay, wrapping up class. We're going to take our position on our backs. If you feel like it's not too soon, you can start to squeeze or bring your knees towards your chest. I've got my knees split kind of on either side of my torso, and I'm just gently rocking side to side. You might circle your knees. You might bring your knees together and just circle them in one direction, and then circle in the other direction. Yeah. And then we're going to get ready for happy baby. So let's start by bringing our knees wide and towards our chest. You can hold here on the front of your knees. That might feel really good for you. You could just hang here, or you might lift your feet up towards the sky. You might grip on your shins or your ankles, or you might even grab the outside of your feet. You might hang here. And then the other option for your hands would be peace fingers wrapped around your big toes. Each hand placement brings a little bit different stretch, right? So like having my fingers around my toes, if you can reach that, I feel that it brings a different stretch towards my inner thighs. And same, it's a little bit different when I have my feet around my hands around my feet. You might gently rock side to side, see if that feels good. I kind of like that. A little bit more of a low back release and low back massage. Awesome. Just find whatever stretch feels good for you. Yeah. And then we're going to prepare for a final twist. There's lots of twist options. I'm going to guide you in one. You can choose another one if you'd like. We're going to bring our hands to capital T, palms down. Find those legs in that Pilates tabletop. And then gently drop them down to one side. Your gaze might stay straight up towards the sky or turning your head to look over your opposite shoulder. So you're gazing in the opposite direction of your knees. That completes the full spinal twist. Inhale, think about feeling the length in your spine, big belly breath. Exhale all the air out of your lungs, belly button to spine. Big belly breath in. Big exhale, Bringing all the air out, belly button to spine. When you're ready, you can bring your knees back up towards center. Sometimes I like to give a little shakeroo, kind of reset my spine, and then we'll twist to the other side. Ooh, each side can feel a little different. So you might find a different variation or make a little bit of a different angle or movement to feel a nice stretch on this other side. And we'll find those big inhales as we think about lengthening our spine, creating space. And a nice controlled exhale from that belly breath as we gently wring all the air out and bring your belly button to your spine. Continue to extend your inhales and exhales. When you're ready, you can bring your knees back towards center. You can rock it out. You've got a couple options for rest today. You can bring your feet mat width apart and have your knees drop in towards one another. Palms away from your side or arms away from your side, palms up. This is constructive rest. This position can sometimes feel better if your low back has been bothering you, so you might rest here. If you've got a couch or a chair nearby, you could just turn and prop your feet up on the couch or the chair. The idea is that your legs are fully supported there. So don't do any work. Just let them flop down on the couch or the chair. And then if you want, you can extend one leg and then the other out into Shavasana. Let's take one last big breath together here, breathing in through your nose, holding it at the top, and then exhaling through your mouth. Let your mind clear as you rest for a few precious moments. I invite you to stay and rest longer if you're able. If you're ending with me today, go ahead and start to move your feet and your hands. Maybe you stretch long and tall. And then when you're ready, gently roll over to one side, passing through that fetal position, and then press yourself up to a seat. I'm so grateful that you were able to join me today. I hope that you're able to go through the rest of your day with joy and feeling a little bit more peace, feeling a little bit more settled and connected to yourself. And I'll leave you by saying that wholeness is within you. And I believe that you have all of the things you need to be successful here with you right now. Thank you so much, friends. I'll see you soon.